now. Okay. So, welcome everybody to week 4 of our social media boot camp. That's it tonight, all about Instagram. I personally have recently dug into Instagram and have found some pretty fun success and just found out, I've just learned a lot more about it. So we wanted to dive into that realm. If Facebook is your thing, that's great. And here, I would say, like, when thinking about social media, I would suggest finding 1 to 2 things that you can learn and, like, go all in and do. Because if you dabble, you're really not, it's going to honestly be, like, wasted work. Because if you don't go all in, social media is very, it evolves and changes all the time. So I think that, you've got to go all in to be able to see the results. So, it takes just as much work to dabble as it does to go all in. So why not go all in and get results from it? So tonight, it may be some new things that get you out of your comfort zone, but we wouldn't tell you if we didn't think that it would work for you. So if you have questions too, in the meantime, feel free to raise your hand and we'll look for you and kind of unmute you. But just to get started, to give you like an overview of what we're going to cover tonight, we're just going to go over just, the whole look of Instagram and talking about, coming up with your own design and a bio and really tie in together what we've learned so far and how to incorporate that into Instagram. And then I'm going to talk about creating an avatar, and then Bridget's going to talk more about hashtags, like how you search them, how to use them, all of that good stuff. And then I'm going to talk about how you find people through those hashtags. And then we're both going to talk about what we each do when we find people on Instagram and how that looks, how we build our relationships. So Bridget, I'm going to pass it over to you, and you can get started with the bio, and I'm going to mute myself just in case Garrett walks in, and he will probably be loud. So go ahead.
Okay, I actually am going to screen share because I feel like the best way to talk to you about my bio is to kind of show you as I'm talking about it. So let's see, share screen. Can y'all see it, Jamie? Yes, okay. So this is what we mean when we say bio, and how you get to this is going to be from your home button here, and then from your settings, and then here, let's see, edit profile. So this is where you choose. Hopefully my internet is not going to be really slow. Let me turn it off and see. Ugh, of course. This is where you're going to put the things in that you want to show. Can you see it? Why is it showing that? Hopefully it works. Anyways, let me back up. Is it frozen on your screen, Jamie? Because it's frozen on my screen. Yes. Dang it. No, it went away. Okay. Guess I'm not going to show you. So basically, when you pick your avatar, you are going to have these things basically that are going to be who you are. We've talked about this in one of the Zooms already. But basically, who I am, I use the words faith, family, fitness, outdoors, physical therapy, wifey, and boy mom, just to describe me, and I put that up in my bio. Now, to make it more appealing, I've had it in a list form, which I recently revamped after Jamie and I had our little practice Zoom just to kind of talk about this, because I didn't like the way it looked. I wanted it to look more professional, I guess. So I made it a little bit more cute and made sure I put like dots or whatever between it. And I had added my email as well as putting my link to my Facebook like page, because I don't have a blog or anything like that. But this is the part where, depending on what you post out, you can edit what it says at the top. Like now that it's football season, if I'm a Cowboys fan, I can change part of my avatar to say "Go Cowboys" or whatever in the top. But I love Instagram a lot more than I love Facebook, just because I can evaluate myself a lot better from here. just by looking at the screen. I can see, okay, I haven't posted a food picture in the last 8 days, and I can see that. And you have a better view here of like your editing of your pictures. So like if I always use what we call the catfish filter on Snapchat, where it makes you beautiful, then people can see like that's my taste. Like that's the kind of filter that I use. So it's pretty consistent. But basically your bio needs to be something short and sweet. You don't want to write something really long like, oh, I'm a physical therapist and I work in outpatient, inpatient, geriatric, whatever settings. You want it to be something quick and eye-catching so that your audience, when they click on your profile, they're going to know if you're going to be that girl that they can relate to or not. I think as far as your bio, that's pretty much it. I will say I changed my profile on my Instagram now to have the business profile. So it now has the contact button. So when they click contact, it will bring up my email and they can email me. So that is something new that I did recently too. I guess real quick with your picture in your bio, you want to make sure it's not like a group picture of a bunch of people or 3 girls or even 2 girls, because they're still not going to know like which one's you. So I have my picture of just me. If for some reason I wanted to put someone in the picture, then obviously I guess I could do my husband or my kid and they can clearly tell which one is me, hopefully by my name. But that's another thing. You have to choose your username wisely. You don't want it to be something really long. Like if you're liking or commenting on pictures, you want your username to be something that they could remember, so that like if they want to search and be like, oh, I haven't seen a post from Bridget313 lately, then I'm going to go click it. But username is something that I've been contemplating a lot on lately, if I should keep mine or change it. So it's just kind of up to you. It's who I've been, I guess, the whole time I've had Instagram. So I just haven't found a better way to describe me and my username. So for now, it's going to stay. But that's all I wanted to cover, I think, with the bio part so far. Jamie.
Okay, cool. So I want to talk about creating an avatar. So Bridget and I talked a little bit about this in a different aspect when we talked about posting. We talked about, figuring out 5 to 6 things about yourself that you want people to really get to know. And that is going to help make up your avatar. So what is an avatar and who is your avatar? That is going to be your ideal customer or coach. So it's going to be who you are specifically targeting. So your avatar, so when you're creating, sorry, I don't know what just happened. When you're creating your avatar, you're really just thinking, okay, who am I looking for? What girl do I want to, or man, or whoever, who do I want to work with? What do they do for fun? What are they doing on weekends? Is she a mom? Is she a fur mom? Is she married? Is she single? Is she in college? What does she do? Does she like to shop? Does she like the color pink? And a lot of that stuff I'm talking about me, because that's when I'm creating my avatar. Those are the things I think of, because ultimately this avatar, this person you're targeting, is who you would like to sit down and have a glass of wine with, or sit down and have lunch with. And it's pretty much going to be your new best friend. Is who you're looking for, right? So this is also going to be the old you. So you are trying to target and talk to this person, the old you. So the person you were before you started in a challenge group, the person you were before you started as a coach, because you want to talk to that person's feelings so that you can help show them you were there, you understand, you can relate to them, and you are now here, and life is, so much better because you have more energy, or you have more fun, or you have more friends, whatever it is, whatever coaching is giving to you, that's what you want to show them. So it's really important to make an avatar, because in Instagram, this is what you're going to use for your hashtags, and this is how you're going to target people. This is how you're going to search for people on Instagram. If you are new to Instagram, it's very different than Facebook. So it's really cool, because I heard this analogy the other day. Facebook is you friend people, like you kind of reconnect people, whereas on Instagram you follow. So it's a lot easier to follow someone that you don't know versus it is to friend someone you don't know, right? So like sometimes I think a lot of people have, you know, the objection of not wanting to add someone they don't know because like, oh, they're going to think I'm weird. Or maybe someone who receives a friend request from me who has no idea who I am is like, what the heck, who is this girl? So, but it's a lot different if they receive a follow from me because that's just the atmosphere. That's how Instagram is. So I personally love Instagram for that reason because I don't feel as creepy, even though it is kind of creepy, so I don't feel as creepy following someone as it is adding someone. Now, to say that, I still add people all the time on Facebook, and that's still very, very important, but that's why I've learned I get more in a groove on Instagram because it feels more natural to me personally. Does not mean that has to be natural for you. So, what I want you to do, either right now or after this call, is create a list of your target avatar. So, you know, are you looking for women? Are you looking for moms? Are you looking for women who are wanting to pay for a vacation? Maybe it's a newlywed who wants to help pay for extra bills. Maybe it's someone in college. Maybe it's someone who wants to lose a lot of weight. Maybe it's however they want, however you felt before you started this, that's who you're targeting. And I want you to create a list. What I did is I think I did like 15 to 20 things, like of just people that, like interests that I have, just things that I would like to talk with other people about. Penny, no. So that's going to be your avatar. So create that. And then what you're going to do is through that, we're going to help you create hashtags. So, gosh, I don't know, my computer, sorry. I hope it's not cutting me out because my computer is kind of acting weird. So Bridget, I'm going to pass it back over to you now, because now that's kind of a good, segue into the hashtags, but really just make that list, I would say, from here, and then we'll help you learn how to use that list to help create, because what you're going to do is, you know, like when you're creating your post and you're talking to someone, you're going to be like targeting that person. So, you know, I don't know if you've ever read somebody's post and you're like, man, she was talking directly to me. That is like the perfect depiction of someone talking to their avatar or to their perfect new best friend or potential customer or whoever it is. So that's why it's so important to know who you're looking for. We also call it your niche. So, but for Instagram, like to say avatar just because it's easier to create the hashtags from it. So Bridget, I'm going to pass back to you with hashtags, and then I will help talk about like how to find people with those hashtags.
Okay, my internet is running super slow, so I don't know why it's doing this, but I'm going to try it again anyways. Okay, so hashtags. So where do you go to search hashtags? Or how do you even choose like what to hashtag? When I think about hashtags to follow, I mean, obviously my faith is big to me. So if like I hashtag trust in him on my picture, I don't know. I'm very, I guess, I don't know how to say it, conscious of like recent things that I hashtag, and I don't want people to think like, why is she talking to me? She didn't even like hashtag that recently. And so obviously I'm going to search hashtags of things that I'm putting in my own picture. So you can see my picture here is popping up because trust in him is something I hashtagged. Obviously, I'm not getting a lot of good people with that. So now I know that's not something that I want to hashtag to find people that are going to be in my tribe. So it's got suggested ones at the top, like prayer is powerful or whatever. So you can click those for suggestions to, you know, find people that maybe who are strong in their faith and people that you want to relate to. Once again, this isn't necessarily a good one. So what else? I mean, something that you can type in could literally be mom life.
So Bridget,
and then
how
at the
do you
top,
think of these hashtags? Like, what do you, because like your avatar is someone who's strong in their faith and a mom, right? Like that's where you're getting this.
right.
Kind of talk us
Okay.
through how you come up with these hashtags.
I I'm a from the heart person, so I don't rely on a lot of outsources like from where I get my hashtags because I want it to be someone who's obviously relatable to me. Mom life is going to be a huge one that it's very commonly used, and I'm sure it is like one of the top hashtags. So clearly, you see posts that are things like that might be relatable. So you might click on that person and then see that she hashtagged mom life. You might click on her profile and see if she's already a coach. Before I even like their post or comment on anything, I like to see if they're even someone that I would relate to or follow based on what they post. I do not know why my internet is totally sucking tonight. But anyways, you can go through that and see all these pictures. Oh, okay, they're outside. They like the outdoors. They're with a dog. Not really my type of dog, so maybe I won't follow that person. But you just search hashtags like that. Another thing that Jamie taught me that I thought was pretty cool is Google. You can literally Google top hashtags, and you can type in top hashtags for a stay-at-home mom or top hashtags for someone who loves to fish. Like literally type that into Google and it will have all these hashtags for you. So all you literally have to go do is copy them and you can paste them into your notes so that you can just go to your notes and keep using those over and over and over. And Josh Coates was one that I listened to one of his calls, and he said, you want to be using the limit. You want to use your 30 hashtags every single post. And that's something that I need to start doing and practice what I preach, because I've been saying this probably for a while now, but I'm always in a hurry when I'm posting, and time is precious. And so I don't hashtag a ton, but I should. But once again, I'm the type of person who doesn't like to hashtag like, I don't know, in home gym or something if it's a picture of my food, because that just doesn't make sense to me. But it's okay if you're going to be using Instagram, which Jamie we made a Zoom together just talking all about that. When you're hashtagging those things, it's going to attract those people to you. So you kind of just have to let go of, I don't know, the self-conscious things that I struggle with like this about hashtagging things that don't relate to that picture, and still use the 30 hashtags that you're given. And Jamie, I know that I noticed like with your pictures, you like to do like dots in the spaces before you post your hashtags so that people can click on it and it will bring them more traffic to your page, because Instagram is starting to be like Facebook, and obviously the more likes and clicks and stuff, it's going to boost it to the top of Instagram now. So they changed that whole algorithm thing. So that's something that you want to be mindful of too, that you want people clicking on your pictures so that it puts it to the top of the feed. But and then I guess the other thing, like if we go to the lake, then I can hashtag or look for like places. So if I do Lake Travis or something up here, I don't even know if it's going to load any. Lake Travis, like if I do that, it's going to show me people. So this I like a lot. Like Camille, she's in New York right now. Maybe she will hashtag something New York and she'll find someone who's actually in Times Square today. Like that would be really cool. And then she would have something to talk about, like, hey, did you see that show or something that was up on the billboard today in Times Square? Like at the lake, you can ask people, hey, do you know if there's any fireworks shows going to be happening, for 4th of July, Labor Day, whatever it may be. So I like places for that reason. I don't necessarily check in with places because I don't want people to know my location, but I still will hashtag Lake Travis or whatever it may be if we're at the lake. Hashtags, I think that about covers it for how I look for them. Jamie?
Yeah, cool. I'll just piggyback from what Bridget said on how I use them. So, I originally I did, like, you'll see if I comment my hashtags And I do the 5 spaces with a little hash. So I do like a hash, space, hash. And I do that because it looked better personally. That was really the only reason why I did it. It was a lot cleaner. But now, because of the Facebook algorithm that has moved to Instagram, it does bump my post back up. So say someone clicks on it, it bumps it up. I do want to be clear about something on hashtags. The hashtags I use on my pictures are to put my pictures into what I think my avatar would look for. However, when I search for hashtags, like when I'm searching for people, I'll click on my hashtags and I'll look and see, but I use my hashtags to get my picture more in different avenues of Instagram, whereas I'm not using my hashtags to look for people. I don't know if that is completely clear. That was something that was confusing for me at first. But what I do is I have created like a list of like pretty much like it's a pretty wide range of hashtags from a wife to a mom to some of the other things that I enjoy that I'm looking for. And I use that in my 30 hashtags. So when I go to look for people, I will like go kind of like Bridget just said with like Lake Travis, or if I'm looking for someone, I'll just kind of start searching. I'll go to Google and be like, okay, top hashtags for newlyweds, going to the beach, or because I know that wife is probably looking to lose weight or to look fit or things like that. So I will Google hashtags to search for, to look on Instagram to find people. So for me, the whole purpose of the avatar is so that I will constantly have new hashtags to be looking up and to also be Googling. And I'll add, what I'll do too is like in my 30 hashtags, I will kind of rotate in and out and I'll see which hashtags bring more traction to my page. I switched my page to a business page like Bridget said, and it's really cool. They have an insight now of like what it'll show how much traction you get to that actual post. So I like to see like, okay, if I change a hashtag out, what changed? Like, because like if I use, hashtag SAHM, stay at home mom, everyone is using that. So if I use that, I'm going to be bumped to like the millions of posts below. Whereas if I use something like North Texas, something like an event, like if I do some event that's happening in North Texas or Texas, my post will be kind of at the top. Even I don't care if my post has nothing to do with the actual hashtag. I want someone to like see my actual face so that maybe they'll go to my page. So, Bridget, I'm just going to encourage you there to not care about that, because it's about getting people to your page. It doesn't matter, because in reality, not many people are going to look at all the hashtags you use unless it's someone like us looking to say, oh, what she's interested in. I'm going to look and see, I don't know. Anyway, so what do I do when I find these people through my hashtags? So my phone is not working with the mirroring, or I would show you exactly what I do. I'm going to kind of talk it out, and if you have more questions, please feel free to ask me on the side or whatever. But what I do is, from my avatar, I will then start Googling top hashtags. And I will click on the hashtags, and I will find pictures that catch my eye. So a lot of times it may be a blogger. Now, if it's a blogger who has like, thousands of followers, she's probably not someone who I'm going to target unless it's someone that I think I can probably get in contact with. But what I do is I'll go to her post and I'll see who comments on it, because if someone is commenting on their photos, they're more than likely you can tell they're interactive in the Instagram social media realm. So I'll be like, okay, well, if they're interacting with her, maybe she'd want to interact with me on my post. So then I will go through their, comments, and I will go to that person and I'll kind of see, okay, is her page someone that I would relate to? Things like that. And I just kind of get to know what they're doing. And if they are someone that I would like to get to know, there are a couple of things that I do. I've really kind of done some trial and error with Instagram on stuff like this. And what I have done, I started out doing the whole 5-3-1 rule, which is you like 5 of their pictures, comment on 3 of their posts, and you typically will get 1 like from that. So I kind of thought that was a little extreme, because if someone came to my page and like did all that, I'd be like, okay, whoo. So what I do is I will, and this is something that Jen Richardson said that she does now too, is she likes the top 3. We have 10 minutes left, Bridget, so cut me off if you need something. I will like their top 3 photos, and then I'll comment on one of them. But my comment is very personal. No. I'm sorry, guys. No. I will comment on one of their photos, and what the comment is going to be, it's something interactive. I'll typically ask a question. So I'm not just going to say, cool pic, because someone's probably going to think that's automated. So I will say something like, oh my gosh, you have the cutest family. Where did you get your dress? Or, oh my gosh, this looks like an amazing trip. How did you like it? Something that's going to get them to comment back to me that will more than likely get them to click on my name and be like, who is this girl? And maybe they'll like my page and follow. Maybe they won't. It's okay, one way or the other. And what I do then is I will record their name in my Google Doc sheet. And I write like a couple notes. So like say I found Bridget on Instagram. I would write her name, I'd write her Instagram name, and then I would write like a couple notes. I'll say she's a mom, she's married, she loves the Cowboys, she is witty. So stuff like that that I would interact with, that's gonna help me remember when I go back to her page why I found her in the first place. So that's what I do when I'm like, so just kind of recap, like I'll search a hashtag from my avatar. I'll find a picture that catches my eye, and maybe that picture is someone that I would like to potentially follow or interact with or create a relationship with. But if not, then I will look kind of in their photos and see what comments are going on and find people there. And then I will like their top 3 pictures and comment on one of them, and then record their name, their Instagram name, and then a little bit of notes on why. Maybe I think they'd be an awesome coach because of this, and I record that. So then I know if I'm ever having a conversation with them, I can be like, you know what, I think you would be amazing because blah, blah, blah. Not just, oh, I like your pictures. Like I want to have like, you know, some sort of sustenance there. So that's one way that I find people. Another way that's really cool is the Explore page. So I don't know if you know this or not, but the Explore page is solely based on what you like on Instagram. So if you are liking only Beachbody, like if you're liking all of our posts, which I appreciate the love, but I don't feel offended if you don't like my stuff, because I know on Instagram, say Bridget likes every single picture I post. In her Explore page, it's going to be probably other Beachbody coaches who talk about fitness or who talk about health, whatever it may be. So you want to go and you want to find people that are not in our business, who are not in an MLM, who are not already doing fitness, and like their photos and comment on their photos, because then in your Explore page, it's going to say, from your comments and your likes, I think you would probably like this person as well. So Instagram is doing that back work for you, but you've got to do the work to find the people that you want, which is another reason why it's important to find that avatar and to go find people and comment and like on their stuff, because then it's going to help your work, you know, later down the road with your Explore page. But a lot of times in my Explore page, I don't even like a whole lot of Beachbody people stuff, but I still get a whole bunch of fitness. So what I will do is I will find a really pretty food picture. I try to steer away from like before and after pictures, because I don't want, if it's another Beachbody coach, I do not want to go on their comments and be like, oh, this girl commented, maybe she'd want to be I'm not going to do that. What I do is I'll go and find maybe like a food blogger, and I'll find a really pretty picture, and I will look at, you know, if it attracted my eye, if whoever else's eye it attracted, maybe we interact somehow. So I'll go and look at their comments, and I will find people that way. So other pictures, maybe it's like I love pink. I love bright pictures. I love flowers. I love sports. I know, very big extremes, but I love it all. So I will find pictures that catch my eye, and I will go and look in their comments and see who's interacting in their page. And because I would have interacted with that photo, so other people that do that would be like my new best friend too, if that makes sense. So that's how I use the Explore page. Now, when I find these people, what do I do? If they have less than 1,000 followers, this is what I've been doing this past month, and this is kind of what's really been helping me. If they have less than 1,000 followers, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is kind of how I run my business and my Instagram, with knowing how to interact with people and how to start relationships with people on Instagram. They have less than 1,000 followers. I put them in my Google Doc, and I will start just interacting with them. I will also turn on the post notifications. So as I'm using Bridget as an example. I found her, I'm like, man, she is a hot wife. She has a beautiful son. She would be a perfect coach. And so I write her name down, and then at the top of her page, like when you're looking at her page, there are 3 little dots, and you click it, and that's how you actually send a direct message to someone. But there's also at the bottom, it says turn on post notifications. And what that does is it's every time that she posts something, I'm going to get a notification on my phone to say, Bridget 313 just posted a picture. And then what I'll do is I'll go and look at it, and then I'll either comment or like on it, so that when she posts and she'll see like, oh, well, this girl keeps liking my stuff. What is she about? Who is she? Like, whatever it is. So I do that. Like with my potentials, I will turn on post notifications, and I get notifications all the time of like, so-and-so just posted a picture. So I know to go back and look, because their algorithms have changed, and like the photos will get bumped to the top of Instagram. Like if someone comments on my photo, it's going to get bumped to the top. So I may not always see my potentials in my feed. So that ensures that I go and I can interact with their stuff. So if they have over 1,000 followers, this is what I do. I will go and kind of look through their pictures, and I'll find one thing that I like relate with them on. Maybe it's sports. Maybe they're an Aggie, and I am an Aggie, so I love other Aggies. So what I will do is I will go and like a couple of their photos, and I'm going to message them, so direct message them. And I'm going to say, hey, girl, I stumbled upon your page. I'm so glad that I did, because I love the positivity that it brings. I also love the fact that you're an Aggie. When did you graduate? Boom. Send it off. And that's starting that relationship. And then she's going to maybe reply, maybe she won't. But what I do is I find people with over 1,000 followers to message 2 to 4 of them a day. And the reason being, the 1,000 followers plus that are not Beachbody coaches, is because if they already have that big of a following, if they have people following them and they aren't even they are not running some sort of a business, people are just interested in their life, they have what's called an influence on people. So people are going to be influenced by what they do because they're following them. So if they would be a great coach material, because if they slap Shakeology in the picture with them and they already have 2,000 followers, and everyone's already interested in their life, and they're like, oh, what did you just add in your life? I want that too. I mean, obviously sometimes maybe not that easy, but they have that center of influence on people already. So they already have a following. They already have an Instagram. They already understand that part of our business. So it's a little bit easier transition for them to become a coach than it is to build your following from nothing. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with not having, having less than 1,000 followers. That's just how I'm running my business right now, with building relationships. So then that's not really where it ends. So then I keep like commenting on their stuff and building that relationship with them. The conversation may end. That's completely okay. Oh yeah, I do have a minute. And then what I do is I send them an invite, and I know it feels really icky and it's really kind of like scary to think about this, but I'll just say, hey, so I've been following you for a couple weeks now, and I feel like you would be just the perfect coach. Have you ever considered running a business online? That's all I say. And you'll be surprised from seeing that from these past 3 weeks. I've had 1 coach sign up. I've had 5 people that I'm in the conversation with now, emailing back and forth, and I've only had like 2 people not answer. So it's, it just works. But we are running out of time. We're going to really work on finding another avenue besides Zoom, because we're going to get cut off. But I'm going to probably record another video, Bridget and I will, because I feel like we forgot some stuff, because Instagram is just a whole other realm. But we hope this helped. If y'all have any questions, feel free to message us or post in the group, and we will respond that way. Actually, post in the group so everyone can see your question. Thank y'all for getting on. I know we're about to probably get cut off. But like I said, I know this was a lot of information. Create that avatar list, because I hope I nailed down that it shows, like, it really just helps you grow your Instagram following by that one list, because it shows you how to work the business in Instagram.